This segment of BW Radio is brought to you guys by our friends at Itasha Coffee Company. You guys can check out ItashaCoffeeCompany.com today at www.itashacoffee.com today and use code the BW Radio Network at checkout for 5% off your order today. Folks, if your coffee sponsor doesn't have an esports team, I gotta tell you, your coffee sponsor sucks. So make sure you folks check them out at ItashaCoffee.com. Hello, everyone. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to BW Radio, the number one Syracuse Sports Radio right here on YouTube. So happy to be back with you folks once again. I'm your host, Brandon Nutting. And boy, oh boy, do we have a new vibe, a new setting, a new feeling in the studio this morning. A new everything, pretty much. So good morning. We have a lot to talk about in terms of the sports world, including a thrilling Game 4 last night in NHL hockey for the Stanley Cup, and how the Carolina Hurricanes have tied this series up and making it a very interesting series. Not only that, but we also have to talk about a matchup in the Garden tonight between San Antonio and the Knicks, to see who gets the game advantage heading back to San Antonio for Game 5. We will get to all that. Don't you worry, we will get to everything today, including how this came across our desk just a few moments ago about the U.S. women's national team apparently getting scrappy against Brazil, where 8 red cards came out, and somehow Team USA won. We will get to all that. But we start this morning in a very weird place. We start this morning in a place where I don't even know how we're going to discuss it or talk about it, but I feel like we should. And let's start here with apparently Major League Baseball has turned into a scrapyard. And usually we would save this for Around the Diamond, but we have to talk about this. Over the past few games, we've noticed in Major League Baseball that the scores have been outrageous. We've seen double digits broken with the Dodgers and the Pirates, apparently with a 12-3 score. Again, we'll talk more about this in Around the Diamond, but has Major League Baseball become so easy that these scores can now happen like there's no tomorrow? Like, that was the discussion that we had this morning, and of course, unfortunately, we don't have my soundboard guy today, so that's a good news. So I only got one asshole yapping in my ear this morning, but the thing that is interesting to me is I kind of kept my eye on Major League Baseball over the past few days, because I kind of noticed that some scores were a little bit outrageous here, including a thrilling game between the Brewers and the Athletics that apparently went 15-14. And so I bring up the question, has Major League Baseball become way too easy to where these scores can now go into double digits? Like, I'm not saying every game went into double digits, but apparently we're now at a stance with Major League Baseball where the scores are now breaking double digit scoring here. And it's insane. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 games that took place yesterday that had double-digit scoring. We go back to Monday. We had that thriller between the Brewers and the Athletics with 15-14. We then go back. We see the Brewers and the Rockies. Rangers just dominating over the Guardians in a 10-0 one. Dodgers falling to the Angels 13-5. I mean, it's insane. It is legit insane, and that's okay if you're late. It's not a problem. But what we're talking about this morning is... This was the discussion that me and the guy in my headphones were talking about this morning. We were talking about how Major League Baseball has become way too easy of a sport. And I said, that's what you really want to lead off with. Like, we're not going to talk a thrilling game tonight that could really decide the series in the NBA, and we're not talking about the thriller that happened last night. We're going to kick off today's show with, let's start with double-digit scoring in Major League Baseball and how it's a problem. So I just want to point out why he's not usually in charge of these segments. I am. So I didn't say you did anything wrong. You did nothing wrong. I'm just saying we could have saved this for around the diamond, but that's besides the point. All right. Yeah, how about you pull me up some stats here, asshole? Anyway, let's start here. All right, let's hit a big reset button and let's start here. Okay. So, Stanley Cup playoffs last night. Carolina Hurricanes, Vegas Golden Knights. Game 4. Hurricanes down 2-1 in the series. We had a thriller in this one. As started off early for Carolina, put 2 goals in. Vegas would answer back, saying, "Hey, we're not out of it yet." Carolina would actually go up 3-1 at the end of the first period. Second period, Vegas battles back, 2 goals in the second period for Vegas, ties it up. Then third period, you had Carolina pretty much controlling the entire third period. And when I say controlling, I mean they really did. They controlled that entire third period, which was insane. But the question that I have this morning is, have we ever had a thrilling Stanley Cup Finals than what we have now? Because I can tell you what, the momentum should have been with Las Vegas last night. Las Vegas had all the momentum. They were on home ice. They were battling back. It seemed like things were going Vegas' way, and then in the third period, they just disappeared offensively. Like, they could not get the puck in the net. And it's just insane because it was like Vegas couldn't do a fucking thing to save their life. They couldn't do a goddamn thing to save their life. And it's insane. Like this series so far has been an insane series when it comes to NHL hockey. And I could tell you what, when it comes to these two teams, I think we're in for a thriller here. I think Carolina now has momentum back on their side. We take a look at the games coming up ahead. We see that Carolina is going to be back at home on home ice on the 11th, so tomorrow night. Then of course they got to go back to Vegas on the 14th. They could potentially lock up the series there, but if in case we got to go to Game 7, they're going to be back in Carolina. So really, we've seen momentum shift between these two teams, and my question for the audience is which team do you really want to see bring home the Stanley? Because realistically, I think it's going to come down to who really controls the next 2 games. I think it really comes down to whoever walks away in Game 5. I think whoever walks away in Game 5 with this series, or I think whoever walks away in Game 5 will have momentum hanging into Game 6 and just completely roll from there. And if you're Carolina, the pressure is on you. Like, if you're the Carolina Hurricanes, the pressure is on you, right? Like, you gotta have some insane momentum here, in which you're looking at both sides of the ice, right? And Ellers, right? He's been phenomenal. Stahl has been phenomenal as well. I think Carolina has the momentum to go into Vegas, while coming back on home ice to really win it there. Then Game 6, they go back to Vegas, and I think that they could control the series. I think they could potentially close this thing out in Game 6. But the question is do you relieve some of the pressure up on Vegas? Because if you let Vegas slip, if you allow Vegas to get any sort of momentum, then you pretty much just gave them momentum on your home ice, and then you send them home with the potential to win it. I mean, this is a very interesting series. I mean, to say the least. And many people were saying that Vegas had momentum at home. They could potentially have gone 3-1, but they allowed last night to slip. I don't know how you let that slip though. Like how do you look at that series and go, "Yep, we let it slip right through our fingers. God damn it. We were so close." I want to see Carolina sports fans. I just want to see Carolina sports fans to be happy when they win the championship. They were so close. They were so close to win a major championship. Yeah, I'm not saying Carolina is not the favorite here. I think Carolina is the team that's listen, I think Carolina wins it in 6. I honestly do. I think they win it at home and then they go on the road and they win it in Vegas. But I think if I'm Carolina, I would not want to let my foot off the gas here. I would say, look, I'm not gonna slow down. I'm gonna go right in. I'm gonna keep the foot on the gas. I'm gonna keep my foot on the throat of Vegas, and I'm just gonna ride the momentum. I gotta keep it going. I gotta win every face off. I gotta continue to win in these penalties. I gotta continue to just lock in on the third period and just completely dominate. I don't see any other way that you could do it. I really don't. I really don't see how Carolina lets this one slip. If Carolina lets this one slip, then I really don't know how, because I mean, if they go back to Carolina and they hand Vegas the win, then they pretty much said, "Hey Vegas, you're going to be back at home. You could potentially win it at home." I mean, for me personally, I would think that if I'm Carolina, I'm looking to keep my foot on the throat of my opponent. I'm looking to say, "Look, I'm going to keep you locked down. This is how it's going to go, and this is how it's going to roll." All right. But then again, I don't know. I think Carolina fans should be happy if their team wins the Stanley Cup or not. I mean, I think that they have a team that could potentially be back here next year, even if they don't win it. But I think with the way that Carolina is, I don't think that they can let anything slip. I think if I'm Carolina, I'm taking this win, I'm putting my foot on the gas, and I'm saying we're gonna run right through Vegas, any way, shape, or form. We're going right through Vegas. It doesn't matter what we got to do. My eyes are locked in. We're gonna win it in Vegas. We're gonna win it in Game 6, and we're gonna bring home the Stanley to Carolina. But Vegas also has an act for when they're down, they all of a sudden gain momentum, and Vegas can, which is very weird because that's happened in the NBA too, where if a team is down, they somehow have the power to come back. And don't worry, we're going to talk about that in just a second. We're almost done with this, but in my honest opinion, I think Carolina is the favorited here. I think they're going to get back on home ice. I think they're going to control home ice. And then I think they're going to go into Game 6 in Vegas, and I think they're gonna bring it home. I'm telling you, I think the 14th Carolina raises the Stanley. It's got to be. I don't see how you can mess this up. If they allow Vegas to somehow come back, it'll make no sense to sports fans. It really won't. They got to bring home Lord Stanley. Which, by the way, I looked up the price on those things. Have you guys ever seen the replicas of those Stanley Cup things? Like the replica trophies? People are going fucking nuts for those. Like, trust me, I would love to have like a little man cave where I can have those kind of trophies, like a little Lord Stanley on our desk, and like a Larry O'Brien trophy and like an NCAA trophy on our desk. But they cost so much fucking money, man. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, what did we looked this up before the show started? What was the price on? It was fucking insane. For the miniature one, it was like 80 bucks. $80 to bring home one. Even though it says, well, wait a minute, hold on. We're kind of jumping around here because it says here that they have one like a desk, like a good decent desk size one is apparently $77, so close to 80. Having like a miniature one that you could put on a keychain is like 29. I think that's insane. I never had a replica trophy at all. All I have is custom jerseys and only 2 John Cena shirts. I mean, we have a whole bunch of jerseys. I like trust me, we got a whole shit ton of jerseys. We even have a Syracuse Nationals jersey, like the old NBA jersey, and it's an Allen Iverson one. We have a Kobe Bryant jersey, an All-Star Game jersey. We have a Carmelo Anthony leopard print New York jersey. We have a LeBron James NBA Finals jersey with the patch. We also have a replica Lombardi trophy, but that was for fantasy football. We brought that home. We have a bunch of championship rings. I know that. We have the NBA. We have the Miami Heat championship ring. We have the New York Yankees championship ring. We have our fantasy football championship ring. But those major trophies, man, like they just cost way too much. I would not recommend anyone buying those. All right. Let's talk about the thriller coming up tonight in the NBA on ABC at 8:30 p.m. It's going to be the San Antonio Spurs taking on the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals Game 4. Knicks currently lead the series 2-1, but let last game slip between their hands, handing a win to San Antonio. Can the Knicks go up 3-1 before heading back to San Antonio, or will the Spurs tie the series up and head back home with some momentum? Find out tonight. As we are in for a very interesting series here. I do have to ask something here. Because we saw the Victor Wembanyama shove on Brunson. And I gotta ask, how the hell is that not a flagrant foul? He like legit shoves Brunson right in the head. How does he keep avoiding all these like major fouls? Elbows a guy, doesn't get called for anything. Shoves Brunson in the head, doesn't get called for anything. He like shoved him right in his body, and yet somehow officials are saying that that is not a foul. It makes no sense. So according to what it says here, Wembanyama will stay at 2 fragrant points in the postseason. Players who reach 4 fragrant points are subjected to an automatic suspension. So he could be suspended if he pulls some crap next game. It says here the play occurred with about 4:44 remaining in the first quarter of Monday's game. Brunson attempted a screen on the 7'4" Wembanyama around the free throw line. When the center turned around, he shoved the Knicks guard to the ground. No foul was called on the play despite immediate protest from New York. NBA Senior Vice President of Referees Development and Training, Monty McCathan, I'm probably butchering the name, told ESPN's NBA Today earlier Tuesday that the foul should have been called on the play. The league, however, decided not to upgrade to the no call to a flagrant. Wembanyama accumulated 2 fragrant points earlier in the postseason after he elbowed Minnesota Timberwolves forward Naz Reid in the jaw in Game 4 of their second round series. I mean, how do you not? How do you not call that a flagrant foul? I just watched it. I don't like. I get the NBA wants it to be an interesting series and everything, but if they're just gonna let plays like that go, you're pretty much ruining the series here. Someone's gonna get hurt. I mean, come on. Like Jesus Christ, man. Like that just makes no sense. It's ridiculous. That should have been a foul right off the bat. I don't understand how you don't call that. Like, someone's going to have to inform me as to if I'm wrong here. I don't think I am, but Jesus Christ, how do you not? How do you not call that? But anyway, let's take a look at tonight's matchup. Game 4, very important game for the Knicks. They have a chance to go up 3-1. San Antonio needs a win to tie this series up and gain some momentum before heading back to San Antonio. Of course, the major players to look out for tonight for both teams. Obviously, for the San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama and Castle. On the other side of the ball, you have Brunson and Towns. And the major question that I have, right? And this is a major thing because a lot of people have asked me this. Because honestly, I'm getting sick and tired of answering this question, but apparently I have to answer it again. Radio. You are a New York fan. You're wearing the New York Giants on your hoodie. How do you not cheer for the Knicks? Allow me to fill you all in, okay? Back in the day, I was a Knicks fan. I cheered for both the Knicks and the Miami Heat because I loved Dwayne Wade and I loved Shaquille O'Neal and I loved the Miami Heat back in the day. I also loved when Carmelo Anthony was a Syracuse guy, went to New York, and him and Stoudemire, that's what made me a New York fan. But, you know, a lot of people want to say I was on the Miami Heat bandwagon, which, by the way, you can all go to hell if you ever say that to me. The thing is, I can't cheer on a New York team for this very reason. They gain momentum. Something good happens. They have all the momentum on their side, right? And everything's looking good. And then what ends up happening? Injuries, crashing and burning, choking the series. You can ask any New York team, Giants, Jets, Bills, Yankees, Mets, Rangers, Islanders, New York Red Bull, for Christ's sakes. I mean, you can take a look back at New York's history in sports, and you can also say that even though there's been a lifetime of success with these teams, there's also been a lifetime of disappointment, of huge disappointment. Because we get so ahead of ourselves that we don't look at the bigger picture. Yes, it's good that New York was up in the series. Yes, it's good that New York is at home tonight and they're playing with some momentum. But when you allow what happened in Game 3 to happen, it becomes a total momentum swing, and the other team gains that momentum. I cannot cheer on New York because every single time New York has done something like this, it's been crash, burn, excuses, 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 and we think we're going to win it again next year. I refuse to support, and I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I don't care if anyone judges me, I refuse to support the Dallas Cowboy imagination of if we don't win it this year, we'll win it next year. I will not have that imagination. I'm sorry. I can't. When it comes to my sports teams, I can't. So, there's a reason I can't cheer on the Knicks. Is because everyone is riding with them to win it, and it's like, you guys don't understand that they could crash and burn the rest of this series. You don't understand that. San Antonio is down right now, 2-1 in the series. And yes, you can blame officiating, you can blame a WWE wrestler for curses, and you can blame the president being there causing a momentum shift. You can blame ticket prices, this and that and the other. But let's be for real here. It's all about what happens on the court. It's all about what happens with these teams. You can look back at that last game and you can say, look, New York choked it. New York choked it. They had an opportunity to go up 3-0 in the series, and they choked it on home court. You can't sit there and tell me, oh, but New York was this close, radio. Yeah, good for them. Did they bring home the fucking chip yet? No. Did New York choke away a golden opportunity last night? Or the other night? Yes. I can't cheer on a New York team until I see them actually doing something with the fucking ball. And Brunson was and listen, we can sit here and blame officiating all we want. We can blame a WWE wrestler. We can blame all this shit. But let's face it, Brunson turned the ball over way too many times last game. The Knicks were committing too many fouls that they shouldn't have been committing. They shot themselves in the foot. Blame all you want, but you know damn well New York shot themselves in the foot. And that's what happens. That is what happens every motherfucking time. We got cocky. New York got cocky last year. What happened? Here comes Halliburton and the Pacers. Ran right through them. Let's go back to 2024. What happened in New York then? Oh, that's right. They choked it in the conference semifinals against the same team, the Pacers. Let's go back to 2023. What happened in New York then? Oh, yeah, that's right. They lost to Miami, the fucking 8 seed. So, no, I will not choose the Knicks to win tonight. I believe San Antonio gets the win. They'll go back to home court. They will take the game advantage there, come back to New York and win it. That's my prediction. Because that's the New York way, where if we can sit here and say, yep, we're going to win it. Yeah, no. You have a better chance of the fucking Yankees winning the goddamn World Series this year. Or better yet, you have a better chance of seeing God if the fucking Jets actually win a goddamn game this year. Hell, you have an even better chance of seeing God if you fucking see the New York Giants making the goddamn playoffs. Let's be for real here. I mean, Jesus Christ. Look, I want New York to win. I do. Trust me, I do. I would love nothing more than to see New York win. But I'm also realistic. And I think a lot of New York fans, no matter if it's in a Discord server or if it's all over the place, they need to start being a little bit more realistic. Listen, if the Knicks win tonight, then yeah, I will say that they will go into San Antonio and they will win it. They will bring home the NBA Finals. But highly doubt it. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the World Cup. We have a lot to talk about there, including Team USA's women's national team and how got a little bit chippy with Brazil to the point where 8 red cards were assessed. Not only that, but Messi delivers in elite fashion in Alabama. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Not only that, we'll also talk about a few other things here, including some new designs for the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll talk about all that and more coming up right here on B-Down Radio, the number one Syracuse Sports Radio, right here on YouTube. What the fuck is this? Okay. Where? Okay, hold on. I gotta call some people out here. Dan. Where the hell is Bobby? You should not be in control of the music, goddammit. What was that? He has that in his... Okay, hold on. Time out. We were gonna go to commercial. Hold on. Now I'm scared. What was that? Which folder did you pull that from? Let me do it. Give me the goddamn control here. I'm working with a bunch of fucking geniuses here. No, I know. I know. It's not your fault. It's never your fault, man. Bitch. Jesus fucking Christ. One guy leaves and the whole show falls apart. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to BW Radio, folks. This segment of BW Radio is brought to you guys by our friends at Fanatics.com. Folks, the 2026 World Cup has come into the U.S. as, folks, teams from all over the world are gearing up, and you guys should too, as gear up, whether you're representing Team USA, Team France, Team Argentina. It doesn't matter which team you're representing. Get the latest gear at Fanatics.com. Support your favorite teams. And, folks, make sure you folks download the new Fanatics app and start earning fan cash today. Whether you guys are cheering on teams in the World Cup, the NFL, MLB, MLS, WWE, NCAA, women's basketball, and so much more, you guys can check it all out at Fanatics.com. Get great deals on all your favorite teams by downloading the new app on Fanatics.com. And start earning fan cash today. Dan, I don't even know where to start with you when it comes to music. Can we have some, like, the music that gets us pumped up at least? Just something, man. That was a shit show. What folder was that in? Was that in the do not play category? Doesn't he have a do not play folder? Yeah, because I yelled at him the other day. I said, delete that fucking folder. Why does he... Yeah, I know. You're not at fault. You're never at fault. It's never your fault. Bitch. Well, dude, we're sitting there trying to go into commercial break, like our normal commercial breaks, and all of a sudden all I'm hearing is like this weird fucking shit that you're playing. like what was that? Like, here, do we have any music that can pump us up? Now, like, can you just play me something that gives us momentum here? Just anything. There it is. Alright. I finally found the right folder. About fucking time. Dan, I love you, but Jesus Christ, you're a pain in the ass. Alright. Yeah, I know. We'll talk about it after. Motherfucker. Alright, so. Alright. I completely lost my train of thought now. Thanks, asshole. Alright, welcome back to BW Radio, the number one Syracuse Sports Radio right here on YouTube, folks. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to this week, as, folks, the World Cup is officially kicking off this week. Teams from all over the world are coming to the U.S., Mexico, and Canada to see who's going to bring home the World Cup. All eyes, of course, on multiple different teams here, from France to Spain to Argentina to Team USA and so much more. This is where shit's about to get fun. Now we're about to have some fun. You want to have some fun? Let's have some fun. So get this. You ready for this? We got a little bit scrappy here. I can't believe what I'm looking at. Is this true? Okay, so according to what we have here, the latest news that we actually have here from a national team is the United States women's national team apparently had a 2026 women's friendly matchup against Brazil. Uh, Sophia Wilson forced an own goal in the second half for the United States in a scrappy 1-0 victory over Brazil on Tuesday night, in which the home side finished with 9 players and was shown a total of 8 red cards. So let me get this straight. Team USA Women's won their friendly matchup after Brazil had 8 red cards. For those of you that need a little bit of a lesson, allow us to give you a little lesson. A red card means you're ejected from the game. A red card means your ass is tossed. In case you don't know. Yellow means you get like a warning. Red means your ass is getting tossed and you're out of here. When did all those red cards happen? Like, do we have a report on that? Like, I want to know when all the red cards started happening. Apparently, it was around the 90th minute mark when a grand total of 8 red cards would come out. Brazil would finish with 9 players on the field. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is it always gotta involve us and things getting chippy? You ever notice that? Like, we always cause fights. You ever notice that? You would think the US would stay out of fighting, but no, we love to fight. But 8 red cards, Jesus Christ. That's insane. Um, what other news do we got here in the upcoming World Cup? So we had an international friendly in which Iceland took on Argentina, the current World Cup champions. Um, as Messi would sink a penalty in the 72nd minute, which added to the total of 3-0 as Argentina would get the win over Iceland in that one. It was Messi's 911th career goal for the club and country, and 117th goal for Argentina, and made him the oldest scorer in the country's soccer history. This game took place. Where did this happen? This would happen in. This would happen. This game took place. Seriously, we don't have the location of where this took place. Apparently, this game took place at Jordan Air Stadium. Damn, that would have been great if they actually played at like Alabama's field, like Nick Saban Field. That would have been even more insane. But I mean, yeah, I mean, looking at Argentina, I mean they look pretty decent, you know, with all things considered. Uh, Not only that, but I think that Argentina is actually looking really good heading towards the World Cup. Um, I think that we are in for a very interesting World Cup, considering the fact that all eyes are on a few teams here, with a lot of predictions coming down to the wire. And many people have, believe it or not, it's actually a close tie here. Many people actually have Spain or France to win it all, with the runner up being a whole bunch of different teams here. So we have Argentina, England, Brazil, and Portugal. Many people believe that England will finish in fourth place. A lot of people were saying that it could come down to Spain in third. So I guess what's our big predictions when it comes to the World Cup? So I do believe the winner is going to be between those two teams, either Spain or France. I think that either one of those teams have the talent and the skill to bring home the World Cup. I think defensively, both teams are really stacked on either side of the ball. I think realistically, you take a look at the offense on them. I mean, you just take a look at how Spain has a very young upfront team. I mean, they are considered a powerhouse. Uh, you know, when it comes to these predictions. But I think realistically, you take a look at any of these two teams, I think it's going to come down to a nail biter here between Spain and France. I think that realistically, when you're looking at either side of the ball, I think Mbappe, I think that he's going to be a huge factor for France. I think that that's going to be a huge deal. I know that a lot of people are keeping eyes on a lot of the older talent in this upcoming World Cup. They're keeping an eye on Messi, Ronaldo, Kane. Um, but realistically, I think that we are in for what could be a very thrilling um, and of course Yamal from Spain. I think that he's going to be a talent to watch as well. It's really going to come down to who is able to put that ball in the back of the net. And I think that when you're looking at Spain and France, you got two teams that are really known for putting that ball in the back of the net. I think that they have fantastic awareness on the field. I think you're looking at two teams that you really can't really down, as they are not going to be favorites to win it. Now, do I think any of the host teams have an opportunity? Who will go further, United States, Mexico, or Canada? That was a prediction that someone gave me a while back. I think realistically, if we're really talking about some of the major things here when it comes to the World Cup, I think that Canada has a very decent team that could potentially make some moves. Mexico, I think that they are a small underdog that can make something happen. The United States, I don't know. Like, I'm so undecided on them. Like, I thought their game the other day that they lost 2-1. I thought that they looked good, but at the same time, they shouldn't have allowed the other goal. They should have kept it close. Um, but I mean, realistically, like when they lost to Germany, I was like, damn. Like they kept it close, but yet they still choked it in that way, which sucks. So, in my opinion, I think Canada or Mexico goes further than the U.S. just based on the group stages and the groups. But I mean, hopefully the U.S. can make some magic. Anything can happen in the World Cup. Realistically, anything could happen. Um, but do we have any underdogs? And apparently, a bunch of underdogs have been quoted all over ESPN, with Norway because of Holland being one of the best goal scorers in the world, which I don't know how the hell that's possible. People were saying Ecuador was another team to keep an eye on. Japan, they could be a hidden underdog. Portugal, obviously with Ronaldo, I don't know how the hell they'd be an underdog. Netherlands. Someone said Egypt. I think that's an interesting one, to be honest with you. Sweden. I mean the U.S. I mean, I don't know. Like Who will become the neutral favorites as the most entertaining team to watch? Are you serious? We're actually serious about this one? I think it's Spain or France. Probably England. A lot of people were guessing how far USA will go, and a lot of people said the round of 16 or the round of 32. Um, I don't even think they make it out of the group stage. I'll be honest with you. But a lot of people were saying Canada and Mexico are the two teams that'll make it further than the U.S., which, yeah, that wouldn't shock me. I mean, think about it. Like this is the reason I love the World Cup, right? Is because the spotlight isn't on any U.S. like big time sport. You ever notice that? Like when the World Cup comes around, the U.S. sports might as well just sit on the back burner. Like no one's gonna give a crap about what's going on in Major League Baseball for the upcoming week. No one's. I mean, like I'm pretty sure the finals of the NBA and NHL won't even match up to the Stanley Cup or the World Cup. Like I'm pretty sure none of those will match up to the World Cup being watched. And listen, we'll cheer on Team USA. Listen, I always believed in that chant. I believe that we will win. But you know that chant hasn't been uttered in years. So I don't know. If you're a betting person, I wouldn't place any money on US really making a difference. I would not recommend anyone do it. I mean, we have 104 games over the next several weeks, with the world's biggest sporting event kicking off between Mexico and South Africa on Thursday at 3 p.m. We are in for a fun ride when it comes to the World Cup. I just want to see who's going to bring it home. As long as it's not England. Can you imagine? Hold on. Imagine that we were talking about this the other day, Dan, didn't we? Me and Dan were talking about this, right? And the funniest thing that we talked about was, and I shit you not, I never laughed so hard. We said, what did we say again? Oh, yeah. This was the funniest shit. We said, right? How funny would it be if England actually came over and won the World Cup in the United States? Like, this is the one time they fucking win it. When they bring it home, is when they come to the US. I don't know why that's funny. I don't know why we were laughing at that. What's up? I mean, yeah, we can talk about that. Um, yeah, no, we could talk about that. Yeah, I mean, if you wanna. So obviously the big speculation and news coming out of the NFL, because we did have some NFL news that rocked the NFL world, which was the Bears are leaving Chicago to go to Indiana. And whew, boy, it's not the news we were expecting. It says here the Bears board of directors voted Thursday to advance the stadium development in Hammond, Indiana, with the exact site to be selected. This is the first time that the Bears board has voted on any stadium site. One source said there is there is more work to do, but barring anything very strange, it's a done deal. So the Bears are officially leaving Chicago, and our Chicago expert is fucking pissed like there is no tomorrow. Oh, he's fucking furious. I spoke to him the other day. He's pissed off. He is so furious. It's not even funny. And granted, anything strange can happen if you really think about it. If you really think about it, maybe the deal will fall through and the Bears will stay in Chicago. But I mean, why would you want like that's the one thing that's bothering me, right? Is why would you want to leave the place with so much history like Chicago? That to me makes no sense. Oh, shit, we gotta talk about that, don't we? Did anyone catch the press? Hold on, do we have audio clip of that? Dan, can we work on that? Get me audio clip of Nick Sirianni talking about AJ Brown. Oh my god. I couldn't believe he said this shit. I could not believe he said that. Like he pretty much said that AJ AJ wasn't a team player. Do we have that? Yeah, get me that clip. All right, hold on. So we're going to be playing some audio clip here. This is from Jeff uh Skirvesky. I'm probably butchering his name, but he asked Nick Sirianni about AJ Brown's trade and his relationship with Jalen Hurts, but I need to hear this. So it's going to be a little bit of a long clip, but I want to hear it. Because I heard that there was some fucking harsh words said here. Let's listen in.
Ended in the way that it did, considering how highly you thought of him.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it was there was a lot of good years here, right? And done a lot of good things with AJ here, 2 times in the Super Bowl. I think he was All Pro multiple times, Pro Bowl multiple times, and so I would say it was a good run. But really excited about that room that we have. Devontae Smith has had a really good offseason, has had 5 good years of being an Eagle as well. Very, very productive, and excited that, he's going to get extra opportunities that.
Okay, hold on. Stop right there. He's sitting there saying that he's more excited about Devontae Smith than having AJ Brown. Are you joking? I mean, if it comes down between those two, I'd rather have fucking AJ Brown than I would Devontae Smith. I mean, no offense, Devontae Smith didn't do shit last season, did he? What was Devontae's stats last season? Hold up, we gotta do some research here. Oh, Devontae was the top receiver last year. By 5 yards. Him and Brown were pretty much tied. Except Brown had more touchdowns. He just had more yards. I mean, Jesus Christ. Alright, hold on, let's continue.
He works so hard that people convert that. I'm really excited about Mekhi and where he is this offseason, and just has ability to catch the football, his toughness. I think that's a great addition to that room. Tay Wicks, I think he has a very unique skill set of being able to get in and out of breaks and be, Keese and.
All right, hold on. Can we have him stop kissing ass and can we actually get to the part where he talks about AJ?
Be the dirty work guys that we've so valued in our offense, and I'll always value that in an offense of a receiver that can do some of the dirty work and then do some of the other things from that. So, again, a lot of good things that have happened, and then really excited about that room.
Where did you weigh in, and what was your input on the decision to trade him?
Howie and I discuss everything, as you guys know. We talk through everything, and again, so many things that he did that was good for our football team, and always will wish him the best of luck. And but like I said, really excited about the guys in that room and where we are. But this is a team game. To your question, and just in every decision, that I make and decisions that Howie makes, we talk to each other about it. What a good teammate that I have with Howie Roseman.
Okay, wait. Jesus Christ. So you went from he pretty much called him out right there by saying it's a team game. Like, it's not about AJ, it's about the team. Which he's right. Listen, I don't normally agree with this douchebag, and I'm surprised how he's not fired yet. But when it comes to football, it is a team sport. You obviously can't win titles without the team. You can be the best player in the field, but if you don't have the best team around you, you're bound to suck, right? But I think that when you say it's a team thing, even though AJ wanted to say, listen, I was a huge part of this team. I brought you a Super Bowl. Like, I helped you in the Super Bowl. I done this for so many years with the Eagles. To call him out like that, I mean, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I hope AJ has like a. Do the Eagles play the Patriots this year? They don't, do they? Damn. No, wait a minute. Do they? No. No, they don't. Oh, they'll meet in preseason, but that don't count. That don't count. Like anyone's gonna pay attention in preseason. It's like practice. You want to talk about practice? Come on, we know better than that. But no, I'm just sitting here saying, like, why? Like, I don't know how to word this. Like, why would you bury your top receiver that you had for so many years? Oh yeah, trust me, I know preseason don't count for shit. But what I'm saying is why would you like? No offense, AJ was a major part of that team, and I'm glad that he's going to a different team. Even though I feel like New England has much better receivers than AJ on it already, um, but I mean, I don't get why you would want to bury the guy that helped you for so many years. That to me makes zero sense. And just call him out by saying it's a team game. Well, Nick, if you want to talk about a team game, the only thing you guys are known for is shoving your head up each other's asses with the tush push. So I would shut up. Wait until we meet this season, motherfucker. I hope Dart and Scattaboo and Beckham fucking tear this asshole apart. I'm praying on it. What's up? See, I don't know. Okay, so we were told that apparently there is a stat sheet out here about which teams will have the biggest turnaround in the upcoming season. And Dan just asked me a question saying, do I think one of the biggest turnarounds of the upcoming season should be the Giants? That is such a loaded question. Honestly, I think that there's a lot of teams that are expecting a big turnaround this upcoming season. I'm hoping the Giants is one of them. I'm praying to God the Giants is one of them. But I don't know. I'm hoping that they win the division. That's the first thing. I just want them to fucking not finish dead last. We have no excuses now. We have an actual head coach, and some new talent, and of course some old faces coming back. There should be no reason we should fall this year. And plus, we're gonna get Malik back when he comes back from his knee injury. We got Scattaboo, who's already working on him on his ankle. We got a whole new defense. You know, I think we'll be all right. I don't think it's anything to crow about. We're in a rebuild year. That's always been our thing. We've been a rebuild year, haven't we? Giants are my team to look out to make a comeback. They can win the division or go second. Either way, I think that they can make the playoffs. See, I want to believe in that too. I think the Giants have the potential. It's just, can they make it work? Honestly, I have a few teams that I have on my radar just based on what happened last year. Obviously, my team. But, and listen, this is going to be very weird for me to bounce around these teams, but I think the Colts, I think that they're going to be a team to watch this year. I think that division overall, the AFC South, I think that that's a wide open division again. I think any one of those teams is going to win it, whether it's the Texans, Colts, Jaguars, or Titans. I think the NFC North has become more of an open who's going to run away with that division. I think the Rams are honestly I'll make a few predictions here. I think that the Rams are going to run the NFC West. I think Tampa Bay has a rebound, and I think Tampa Bay becomes the leaders in the NFC South. I think Carolina is right behind them. I think Detroit bounces back, and I think they win the NFC North. The AFC or the NFC East, I think the Giants and the Eagles may have a big fight there. For who's going to win that one. I also think that I think the Broncos will still win the AFC West, even with Mahomes and all them loading up again. I think Vegas might be a sleeper team to watch out for. I think the Steelers are going to run the AFC North. Unless Joey B comes back and he has a fantastic year, so I'm going to keep the Bengals in second, right behind them. The NFC or the AFC East. The AFC East. It's either Buffalo or New England. I think this is Josh Allen's last chance to make something happen. I really do. I think that this is Josh Allen's last attempt to make some kind of sense here in Buffalo. But I also think based on what New England had last year, I also think New England is still a dangerous team in that division. I mean, it's just such a loaded category that I don't know which way you'd go with most of these. I mean, all right, so here's my predictions, right? AFC East, I think Buffalo wins it. AFC North, I'm going to go with the Steelers. AFC South is too wide open. I can't really make a prediction. AFC West, I'm going to go with the Broncos. NFC East, I'll go with the Giants. NFC North, I'll go with the Bears or the Lions. NFC South, I'm going to give to Tampa Bay or Carolina. And NFC West, I will go with the Rams or 49ers. I think Rams, 49ers, Seahawks have an opportunity. Cardinals, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. There's my predictions. And listen, don't worry. We're going to be doing some stuff with football this year. That's probably going to be... I probably shouldn't bring this up now because we're still in the planning stages of it. But we're doing... We're planning on bringing back a segment where we predict the schedule for that week. Kind of like what we did last year where me and Noble were going back and forth saying who we were picking, and we're going to keep track this time. So we're we came up with the idea, right? And we didn't pitch it to Noble yet, but I'm pretty sure Noble's going to be on board with us the entire NFL season. I don't see why he wouldn't. But pretty much week 1, me and Noble, we're gonna make some predictions there, and we're gonna have some fun. Plus, we're gonna talk more fantasy football. We're gonna do fantasy football again this year. Which, by the way, if you guys want to join fantasy football, you need to let us know ASAP, because we're gonna be drafting here very soon. Yeah, Noble. It was pretty much what we did last year, where you and me were making picks weekly, and except this time we're gonna keep track and we're gonna crown whoever got the most right. So I'm gonna have a notebook. We're gonna keep track of who got the most right picks. I'm not gonna give week 1 picks yet because we haven't started yet, but fantasy football we're definitely doing. I know that for a fact, Jack. Which, by the way, I'll have to post the information about that if anyone wants to join. We'll send it out there to see who wants to go against us. We always have fun when it comes to fantasy football. That's like our favorite time of the year. Fantasy football is like the best time of the year for us because we have the most fun. We get Noble involved. We get we get everyone involved, man. What are you doing, Dan? I can hear you fucking around in my ear. I got Dan like typing up shit for me. Like, what are you doing? Okay, but we're in the middle of a show. I don't need you right in my ear, you motherfuckers. All right. So for folks that don't know, the reason you can't hear these guys is because they're on a separate program than what we normally talk to our guys on. So normally we're talking to everyone on Discord. We're using a totally different program to where you guys can't hear the audio. So it kind of sounds like I'm talking to myself right now, but I'm not. I promise you that. That I can guarantee. But Jesus Christ. Um. Oh, you were okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. You want to? I'll apologize to you because you actually were doing something for me. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, bitch. Um, he was pretty much pulling up the fantasy football shit from last year, which, if I remember last year, it was me, Noble, Ross, Peyton, and Ross beat me in the championship. We might expand it. If anyone wants to, I'll post that in the Discord today. If anyone wants to join, we'll put it out there. We'll have some fun again, but we'll make it a weekly segment on here. But we'll see what happens. All right. Let's get back to actual sports. We'll talk fantasy sports later. Okay. We'll open up the doors to that later. We'll see how many people want to join. Actually, Ross can tell you guys. Ross actually got a championship ring uh last year. That's the new thing we've been doing. We've been giving people championship rings. I think he got his. I'm hoping he did. Yeah, he also got like an Amazon gift card and shit. But yes, we will be doing fantasy football again, and of course, we will be doing the picks between me and Noble. And yeah, he did. He got his championship ring. Yeah. So I gotta remember how close. All right, like I know we should be taking a commercial break right now. We've been going long on this segment, but can you reactivate the league? Just do it. Yeah, we were on a good stretch where we were the champions for like the longest time, and I got fucking like I'm so mad. Yeah, I finally got dethroned. Ross was in the what was Ross? Ross was no wait, hold on. I'm trying to remember. So I remember I won. Like my team was the Lafargeville Giants. I remember winning. I was on a bit of a winning streak with the league. Ross didn't even what did he finish the previous year? He was because we had Sin in that league, and we also had a CPU team that failed. Yeah, Ross finished last in that last year, and then somehow he like me and him met in the championship this year, and he whipped my ass. And then I was like, well, I'll send you the championship ring. I'll send you the. Noble came in third, which I was happy he won. I was like, if Noble didn't fucking come in third, I was going to be pissed. I just didn't want Peyton to win. I remember his team from last year. They were a bunch of assholes. Listen to Peyton's team. Somehow Peyton finished fourth. Listen to this team: Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, uh, Jackson Smith, Hunter Henry, Amon St. Brown, Ravens defense, Bears defense. He also had Travis Kelce, Jalen Hurts. Like, how the hell did he not? How the hell did he not win? What was my team? I finished second. I don't know how the hell my team won. I had Allen, Dart, Henry, Taylor, Robinson, Waddle, Jefferson. Yeah, I don't even know how the hell I won. I also had Barkley, Jacobs, Smith, and don't you worry, when we do the draft this year, someone's coming home. I know that for a fact. He's going to be my top receiver. Half my team is going to be New York Giants, and I'll be fucked. I won't care. But yeah, no, we had a great time. Ross last year, his team won. His team was the best. He had Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Bijan Robinson, James Cook, Jamar Chase. He had a stacked team. He legit had a stacked team. I couldn't believe he won. Who did Noble have? Noble had a fucking great team too. He had Joe Burrow, Drake May. His team was loaded too. All right, can we get off fantasy sports? We'll talk fantasy in a minute. All right, we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. We still have another commercial break we gotta do. If we do, oh yeah, we gotta do Around the Diamond. All right, when we come back, we'll do the Around the Diamond segment, and we'll talk about so much more. Stable is live right here on B-Diamond Radio, the #1 Syracuse Sports Radio, right here on YouTube. If you guys could see the look I am giving him on the camera right now, you would not believe how pissed off I am. Welcome back to B-Down Radio. This segment of B-Down Radio is brought to you guys by our friends at Vivid Seats. Download the Vivid Seats app today and find out how you can get the best tickets and sporting events, concerts, and more. The 2026 World Cup is coming to the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Get the best tickets to see your favorite national teams play, to find out who's going to raise the World Cup trophy at the end. Not only that, but folks, if you're fans of any of the teams that are in the Stanley Cup playoffs or the NBA Finals, get the best tickets and the best deals at Vivid Seats today. If you guys could see the dirty look that I am giving him right now. It's nothing he did either. That's the best part. He got left with the shit show today. That's what he got left with. So that last sponsored segment, there's a reason that we quickly switched to the Vivid Seats sponsor. Because that was the old branding and we spent all that time making graphics yesterday. I sent it to him to fix and he fucks it up. Do you want me to fix it real quick? The fans won't care. Watch. It's as simple as doing this. Properties. Loading in the shit. Commercial number 2. Wrong one. It's as simple as doing this, man. Oh, there's going to be a meeting here later after the show. He's giving me such a dirty look, like I'm blaming him. He's mad. It's okay, buddy. I'm mad for you. Welcome to my life dealing with you assholes. Alright, so let's go around the diamond, folks. We'll check in on the Yankees and the Mets. Let's start with the Yankees, of course, in the American League East. They are currently in second place with a 40-26 record. They are currently have the best record with Tampa Bay to see who is battling it out for first. Tampa Bay, of course, with a 39-25 record. Both teams with a similar win percentage in that division. Meanwhile, checking in on the Mets in the National League, the Mets currently sit at bottom of the division there in the National League East, and they are currently 15 and a half games back of the Atlanta Braves in first place. Taking a look at the league overall, the top teams in Major League Baseball at the moment are the Braves, Dodgers, Milwaukee, Tampa Bay, and Yankees. Meanwhile, taking a look at the bottom of the barrel, you have Colorado, Los Angeles, Angels, San Francisco, and the Boston Red Sox and Kansas City Royals. The teams with the longest winning streaks at the moment belong to St. Louis with a 5-game win streak. They are 7-3 in their last 10 games. The team with the worst losing streak at the moment goes to Pittsburgh, who is currently on a 4-game slide, especially after choking last night against the Dodgers. They are 5-5 in their last 10 games, and they are tied with Baltimore with that, as well as Baltimore is on a 4-game losing streak, 5-5 in their last 10 games. The downfall of the Mets. I hate this fucking team. I can't stand it. I can't stand this team. You inconsistent bastards. Can you please just win a fucking game? And actually be good? It's so hard being a Mets fan. I can't take this fucking team. Shut up. Listen, I don't want to hear it from you all the way over there, fucking up my shit. Mr. Oh, I'm a goddamn freaking. What was your team again? Oh, you're the White Sox. How convenient that your White Sox are actually playing baseball. They finally learned how to do that. It's a miracle. Bastard. I thought you were a Kansas City fan, or was that? Oh. By the way, did you hear him the other day when he fucked up the name of a star player? I never laughed so hard in my fucking life. For folks of you that don't know, there is a player on the Kansas City Royals by the name of Bobby Witt Jr. And somehow, one of my guys says, and I quote, "My favorite guy in the Kansas City Royals is Bibby Watt Jr." I froze for a minute. I said, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, there's a guy on the team named Bibby Watt." I said, "That can't be right." So I had to go to ESPN. I had to look up the Kansas City Royals roster. I showed him the face of the guy, and I said, "His name is Bobby Witt, you dumbass." He goes, "Oh, I got that from a YouTube video." I go, "Yeah. Okay. Go join Bibby Watt and shut up." Fucking... I hate him so much. These guys... Listen, here's the thing that sucks, is you guys can't hear them or see them, so I'm getting blamed for it. I'm telling you it's not me. Okay? Like, I know I usually get the blame for shit, but I'm not getting the blame for this one. Anyway, that was around the diamond. Of course, a lot of things happen in Major League Baseball, but of course, the big thing that we need to talk about this week, of course, is UFC Freedom 250. That is going to be a fight outside the White House in which America celebrates its 250th birthday, saying that it's going to be insane. Pretty much Dana White and President Donald Trump agreed to have a fight at the White House for UFC Freedom 250. And we're not joking when we legit say that there is an actual staged place. Am I allowed to show this? I just don't want to get flagged. Every time I get flagged for something. It's not even me. You want to show? Okay, so I guess we're going to show it anyway. So we weren't joking when we legit said that this is the UFC stadium, nicknamed the Claw, is a freestanding structure built without digging into the south lawn of the White House. This is a real thing. This is happening. It's a real UFC fight outside the White House. This is going to be such a shit show. I don't even know where to start with this. What was the big fight that got... I mean, yeah, Noble, it looks amazing, but at the same time... I mean, come on. Why are we having a UFC fight right outside the White House? Like, that's not a major concern. Like, that's not a red flag for anyone about how dangerous that could be. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, Like, I get it. It's a cool idea. It's a cool concept. I like it. But at the same time, I also don't want anything bad to happen because you know that that's just setting up for something to happen. If you're allowing, like, security needs to be tight that day. And apparently there is, because apparently they're bringing in National Guards and everything it says here. Which, whew, that's going to be a... Like, it's going to be something. How much did this little project cost again? $60 million in production. Kiss my fat ass. I can't. Just have it at a fucking arena, not outside the White House. You couldn't have done it at an actual arena and then just have Trump show up. No, we have to have an actual UFC fight outside the White House. I bet that guest list is going to be very, very short. I know that for a fact. What's up? Again, I think it's a cool concept, but at the same time, I don't understand why that needs to happen. Like, I don't understand why you need to have a UFC fighting event outside the White House. Like, that's not going to set up a bunch of red flags and everything. Like, no one's going to be allowed in it. It's going to have to be, like, celebrities only and shit like that, you know? It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it looks amazing, but at the same time, I just think it's a huge security flaw. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let's get off that before I get tracked here. So the WNBA Commissioner's Cup continues as last night Angela Reese took on her former team in Chicago. She had a big performance. No shocker. She's getting her own damn rebounds. Her and the Atlanta Dream would win 82-75. Getting the win there. Lynx and Wings was apparently a good matchup until the Lynx pretty much dominated the entire time when it became 100-76. And the Valkyrie are really catching the eyes of the WNBA these days, as the standings, I mean, they're pretty damn good if you're the fucking Valkyrie, for Christ's sakes. Has anyone been paying attention to the WNBA? Like, it's been insane the past few... Like, apparently... Right. Apparently, like, the Valkyrie are just fucking running through teams that should be good. Like, they're making waves here. It's insane. It's really insane. It don't matter. The Liberty are still ahead of the Fever. Just like, anyway. But no. In all honesty, I think that this is good for the WNBA to catch the eyes of some new teams because hell, even Toronto and Portland, they're doing pretty good. Despite Portland being under 500, they're still playing pretty good basketball. So is Toronto. But Minnesota, of course, being the dominant factor in the WNBA like we thought they would be. Who who was the champions last year? It was Vegas, right? Vegas won the Yeah, because Minnesota should have won and we bitched that they didn't win. Hmm. Is that all we got for sports news, really? Very slow sports day. Wait, what? Wait, send me that. Wait, where was this? Okay, okay, so this is weird. So it says here that Iran players' U.S. visa policies create World Cup tension. It says here Iran national team forward Tamir, I'm probably butchering his name, I'm sorry, said that the steps the U.S. government has taken regarding the denial of visas and preventing a referee from entering the country are hurting the country's image and creating a lot of tension around the World Cup. The teams participating in the World Cup, which begins Thursday and will be jointly hosted by U.S., Mexico, and Canada, have been complicated by the Iran war. Iran arrived at their training camp in Mexico on Sunday morning from the Turkish city of Antalya on a private jet. Let's see, all three of Iran's group stage games will be held in the U.S., while the move allowed Iran's entire contingent of players and staff to travel to Mexico. 14 staff members were denied visas to enter the United States. Okay, yeah, here we go. We're going to make it fucking political. Listen, I'm glad you gave me that, but with everything going on with that right now, I really don't want to fucking talk about it. Although I do think our country needs to lighten up here. I mean, it's the World Cup. I mean, obviously you need to do background checks and stuff like that. I get that, but I mean, listen, people also got to understand that we're being cautious because of everything that's going on, and we don't know what. Everything happens for a reason. I'm not gonna lie, this has not been our best show, especially with the new graphics and everything. Why do you look scared? I swear to God, dude, if I click on end of show and I see that the graphic hasn't changed, I'm beating you over the head with it. Yeah, I'm kicking you in the nuts. You motherfucker. Okay, so for those of you that I'm gonna beat the crap out of him. All right. Did this at least change? All right, so here's our current streaming schedule, folks. Don't miss out on any of the other shows, including the Wrestler Podcast every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Beatdown Radio every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and of course the RWL every other Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, of course, the schedule is changing due to the upcoming because of jobs and everything else, we had to change the schedule around. So unfortunately, for the next few weeks, the RWL is on pause. BW Radio will be moving over to Tuesday. So make sure folks tune in Tuesday for the next episode of BW Radio. Make sure folks check out the Wrestler Podcast on Monday. We're going to get out of your hair. I'm going to go yell at Dan because Dan's a fuckwit. And of course, he fucked up my whole show. But we'll be live on Twitch later today. And of course, we'll be doing some other stuff as well, so make sure folks pay attention to that. We're going to get out of here. Everyone's hair. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I wish I had the announcer guy to say the normal line, but unfortunately we don't. So, Dan, do we at least have a tune to end the show with? All right, this has been BW Radio, the #1 Syracuse Sports Radio right here on YouTube. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out, everyone.